Video on the installation and use of the beveled edge 450. First, after receiving the machine, let's check our accessories. These accessories are on the back side of our machines. Inside this control box sits. Then take our accessories out. After taking it out, then we'll check the accessories. First, let's find this rocker. The heads are mounted directly to our machines. This side, there's a locating hole in this position. And then after you put this rocker in, lock this top wire to this locating hole. Then after the crank is installed, then we'll secure our control box. The factory control box is made up of the top 2 screws. Take the screws off. After dismantling this control, it needs to be plugged directly into the lower side of our machine's countertop. And then when you put it down, we're on this white baseboard. It's got a wire fastener. Then take our screws one at a time. Bring it right to our table. Once installed, just secure the screws. And then at the location of our machine's wiring, marked with 3 fire wires and 1 0 wire, a ground wire, open this junction box. Then the location of the wiring must be taken care of. The 3 black wires are in place of the 3 fire wires. The red Y position is a 0 line. And then this yellow line is the corresponding. Connect to our ground. And then after the wires are connected, on the inside of our machine case, there is a phase sequence protector. If we say the light is green at this location, it's ready to be energized. If it says yes to a red light, that means we've connected the wires in the wrong phase sequence, or maybe it's a missing firebrand. Then there's a switch on the inside. This switch, up is open. It's a direct power outage down there. If anything, it's not in the right order. Just swap our 2 fire wires in any 2 places. And then on the exit side of our machine, it's where I installed our vacuum bags. And then our vacuum bags, it's directly over this flange on our inside. And then when it's in, and then with this ligature of ours, just tie it off. We next assembled our pallet holders. From inside our tool bag, find the original center of one of our pallets. And then find our triangle bracket, and the hexagonal mother of pearl. Then our pallet square tubes, fixed directly to our countertop. Take the screws and tighten them. After tightening, then the shaft of this center of the one under the nut comes off first. Remove it and plug it into our external, inside this thick hole. Then the bottom is secured with a nut. This on, it's a disc that holds our tripod. This triangle bracket has a wire fastener on the front. Just screw it directly into our hexagonal locking nut, and then put it right on our machine. On this circular axis, just put our load tray on top. Height of this pallet, it's that I stay roughly level with our machine tables. It's high. It is through the position of these 2 nuts. To adjust its height, then we widen the mounting of the bracket. It's in ours. Find our rail mounts. This bracket, it's fixed to both sides of our machine. 2 large socket head cap screws. This screw comes off after dismantling. And then we have the bearing slide tube on this side facing down. And then it's fixed directly to our machine table. This is the location of the 2 wire fasteners. Screw it on first. Don't lock it up yet. Then we flank the method of installation. It's all the same. After the installation is complete, and then I remove one of the hexagonal screws from the front, then install our fluids. The flow strips we assembled straight away, and then it's 1 hole on each side. This hole is 1 long. It is possible to adjust its height, and then directly align this hole of ours on the machine table. Align this hole on this side, just screw it right in. Care must be taken when installing on both sides of the runners. This chipped side, it's toward the outside of our machine, and then after adjusting it, and then the high of our fluency bar, it's roughly on par with our track. After installing this location, then we'll assemble the center support bar. There are 2 nuts on the top of the support bar that are taken off early, and then align this of our support rods. 2 holes in the top of the center, straight in. After that, it's with this little nut we took off the top. Just lock it down. When it's locked, there's a corner on the lower side. This corner, it's to adjust a height in the center of our support bar. The nut must be locked after adjustment. It is a top and bottom. Finally, we'll assemble our extension board. The extension plate is mounted on the inside. Find our little screws and backers. There's a whole support plate, and then this support plate, it's mounted on our countertop. Corresponding to this position, a total of 4 crosshatch screws. There are 4 of them. Phillips screw. After it's fixed, inside our tool bag, there's a small screw in the back. This screw is on our countertop. Ensure the stability of the extension plate. Then we'll assemble our backboard. This cushion is the top with a spring-loaded pad. Then put on the screws, align the 3 holes in our extension plate, fixed directly. Before fixing, you can find a straighter sheet in advance, and then make sure that the backrest on our extension boards, it's in a straight line with the cushion on our machine. All of our fittings are installed. After the installation is complete, after we get the power on, there are 2 emergency stop switches on the machine. On the machine's control box, a rotating light pops up, and then on the exit side of our machine, and an emergency stop switch, with both switches on, and then the machine starts to power up.